Hi, this is Jennifer Paul. I'm the owner at Twist Yoga, and I'm here with Ali Matt. She also works at Twist, and she leads our yoga teacher training program. So I wanted to share a little bit about some other parts about Ali that you might not know about, which I think is really interesting, and it brings so many layers and such depth to our teacher training, which makes it really unique to the area. Because Ali teaches public classes here at Twist, and she also teaches private classes. So sometimes we have people that come into teacher training and maybe they don't want to go into teaching public classes. So Ali, you teach, you've been teaching private classes for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been teaching private classes for about 10 years now. I've had some of the same clients for almost 10 years now. But yes, I love doing one-on-ones, and it's really just a great way to really work with someone and their individual needs, and just to see the transformation of helping them just sort of get in touch with their body, how it moves. And so, like I said, I've had some clients for 5 years, 10 years that I see regularly, weekly, and I found that in our teacher training, a lot of the students end up really connecting with that path of one-on-one private lessons, just as a way that feels more authentic to them and the best place for them to be able to share what they know.
Yeah, and one thing that Ali does great in our teacher training, which I think is unique as well, is each student that's in the training creates their own sequences each week, which really gives them the tools so that when they graduate, if they go, like Ali was working with my father-in-law and he's had a hip replacement, and so the trainings that we give to our students, it would give you the opportunity to have some practice in looking at different bodies and understanding different ways that you can offer the same shapes and benefits to people that come from all different modalities. So I think that's a really special part of our training. One other thing, sometimes people come to trainings and they're like, oh, I love the idea of teaching, but I want to be able to travel when I teach as well. Sometimes people will look at yoga teachers that travel around and offer different classes in different locations. Ali also brings a really amazing knowledge base regarding yoga retreats. So Ali, tell us about your long history of yoga retreats.
Yeah, I started doing yoga retreats about 8 years ago. And then since I've just found a love for traveling and sharing that community for a week or a weekend, whatever it is. But just sharing that space and being surrounded with people, like-minded people, making new friends, having a new experience together. It's just a great way to travel and kind of immerse yourself in your yoga practice. So I started doing leading retreats about 8 years ago. I've done probably 30 retreats since then. And I just love sharing that experience. I've actually helped other teachers as well, consult with them about how to establish a yoga retreat.
And tell us quickly, some of the places that you've been.
I've been to Costa Rica. Next year will be my 10th time going back to Costa Rica. I've gone to several places in the Northwest, as well as some national parks. I've done Mexico, Greece. I'm heading to Tanzania for a yoga and safari retreat in the fall. So I've had a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I know Ali and I have done some retreats together, and they're really fun. It's a really special thing, but there's a lot of planning that goes into it. A lot of times from the outside, people think, oh my gosh, it's so fun. You just show up and you get your trip paid for and you make all this money and stuff. And Ali really has an amazing knowledge of understanding how to plan for things and how to budget for them, and then also offer just a really special experience for people. So retreats are another thing that Ali brings to the table with her knowledge. One other thing that Ali also does, she is a woman of many hats. So we talked about how she was in nursing school and then went into entrepreneurship. She brought this entrepreneur idea into her own business, where when she was practicing with students, she noticed that there was some shapes and things that maybe having a chair would help, but the traditional metal chairs that you typically see that people use as a prop were cushioned. They didn't function well enough. So of course Ali said, well, I can make a better chair. So she created a company called Yogi Chair. It's been featured in the Yoga Journal, and so she has this amazing business too that she works with her dad, which is fun. So tell us a little bit about Yogi Chair.
Yeah, so working with private clients, I had some people that had, a hip replacement, or they didn't feel comfortable getting onto the ground and back up. And so I started to bring a chair along with me to teach my private clients. And I just had a kind of a traditional folding chair. It's been used in the Iyengar system for a long time. And I was just finding that I was having to bring all these additional props to make the chair what I needed it to, how I needed it to function. So I was bringing an extra yoga mat, and I was bringing a towel so that they didn't slip. And so I just decided over time, well, I could make this a little easier, and I wouldn't have to bring so many props to these people's houses if I just sort of designed this chair and how I utilize it with my clients. So I worked with my father, who is sort of a jack of all trades, and he and I sort of developed the chair that met all these requirements or all the needs that I needed for my clients, and then started selling them last year. It was featured in Yoga Journal, and so it's been purchased by individual teachers, students, and studios all over the country.
Yeah, so as you can see, Allie brings so much knowledge to our teacher training program, from having a lot of experience teaching privates, to leading retreats all over the world, to developing an actual yoga product. So we're very, very fortunate to have her the creator and leader of our yoga teacher training program.